Do you know what's better than a normal type snake with wings? A slightly bigger normal type snake with wings. Let's see how DUDUNSPARCE does. And now as we're getting into this challenge, I want to say thank you all so much for the support you've shown over the last couple of weeks of videos here on the channel. If you do want to see more just like these, then please do make sure you are subscribed and you have restricted mode turned off. Now, I'm expecting very good things from DUDUNSPARCE. It is just DUDUNSPARCE, but bigger and better, so I can't see it having too many issues throughout the course of our challenge run together here today. Now, as always, before getting into the challenge itself, we are going to take a look at the stats of our DUDUNSPARCE. We're starting off at level 5 with 28 HP, holding a berry with Rage, Defense Curl and Mud Slap. We've got 16 in attack, 14 in defense, 15 in special attack, 14 in special defense and 12 in speed. And now I'll hand you to the live run to see how we do. Today it's the turn of an old favourite with a new twist as we're playing DUDUNSPARCE. This is the Generation 9 evolution of DUDUNSPARCE, the hotly awaited evolution of DUDUNSPARCE, and I will leave it to all of your better judgment what to think of this Pokemon. It's definitely divisive to say the least, but we are going to give it a good old try today. Now there is something slightly different with this backport to most backports. I decided to keep Rage as its level 1 move. Normally we go for the full learn set from the generation where the Pokemon was introduced. However, I felt that Rage was so iconic on DUDUNSPARCE, and with it not being in Generation 9, I feel like if this Pokemon was introduced earlier, it would have Rage as its initial learn set, so that is what we're going with. We do also get Defense Curl and Mud Slap as our other two starting moves, and we are already at Mr. Pokemon's house. Now, looking at our stats, we have fantastic attack, we have very good special attack, all things considered. The only thing that's going to be letting us down is our speed. A little bit like what we saw with the last challenge with Poliwrath, I think our speed is going to be the issue. And it was actually the rage I felt at the red battle with Poliwrath that has made me run this Pokemon that's starting with Rage today. We are already at Rival 1 though, and I've decided to give him the Totodile line in this particular instance. It was much of a muchness, but I thought Totodile gets Rage, we get Rage. It might be funny to see a Rage off at Rival 2. I doubt it will happen, but we can live in hope. Let's now get ourselves back to the Pokemon lab, and we will name the rival triple question mark. And we'll be on our merry way, because we have 16 gyms to face, and the first one is going to be in Violet City, where we'll face Falkner. And we are already ready for our first gym leader together. This is Falkner, the flying type specialist who leads with Pidgey. And we're just going to Rage. I think that's going to be the best strategy. The more we get hit, the more our Rage builds, the more damage Rage does. And we get through very, very quickly. Zephyr Badge in 4 minutes and 19 seconds. With that, we can leave Violet City. We will get that call from Elm. We will ignore the call as always. We'll pick up the egg so that we can actually progress. We'll stick it in a box though, because we don't care about Togepi. We've already run Togepi on the channel and it wasn't that good, so we're going to stick it in a box and we shall make our way towards Azalea Town. And now that we are out the Union Cave, we are going to pause the timer and we are going to catch our first HM friend. This is Kenya the Spearow. Kenya is going to be helping us out with Fly, and we can then move on into Azalea Town proper. I'll do a quick shop and it'll be time to get the next two HM friends. So the next two HM friends do live here in the forest. We are looking for a Psyduck and we are looking for a Paras. And that length of time there between getting into the forest and finding the Psyduck is exactly why we pause the timer, because sometimes encounters take a very long time. So by pausing the timer, we do level the playing field for each and every challenge run. But we do now have our HM friends for another challenge, barring Abra. Let's move on to Bugsy's gym. And so after defeating all of the gym trainers, it is now time to take on Bugsy. He is our second gym leader, a bug-type specialist, who leads with Metapod. And we are going for the risky rollout strategy here. Rollout is going to be 4 times super effective against the Scyther, and it pays off. We get through first try, and we get the Hive Badge in 9 minutes and 35 seconds. We cannot celebrate for too long though, because that dreaded Rival 2 is literally just around the corner. Let's see how we get on. This one could be a little bit tricky, you know. We're going to start off with a rollout against the Ghastly. Our PP has been dropped by 5, but we don't really care about that. We will one-shot the Zubat. Does rollout connect? It does. That was a clean Rival 2. Very happy with that one. 10 minutes just about for Rival 2. Let's get ourselves through the forest. And the first thing we get in the forest, of course, is the Cut HM. We're going to be teaching that straight away to Paris so that we can actually get through to Goldenrod City, otherwise we wouldn't be able to. We'll stick on another repel, and we all know what's coming next, don't we? It's a certain move, it begins with her and ends in Edbutt. And we use it nearly every single run, definitely when we have the opportunity to use it, it goes on the learn set. I'm going to hold off on teaching it quite yet though. We will wait until after Whitney to learn Headbutt, because if we get double slapped by that Clefairy, we could be in business for a very quick Whitney battle. Now that we're out the other end of the forest, we will expel the rest of this repel, and we will go and get ourselves Abra. Abra is the final HM friend. Long time for all of the HM friend encounters today, actually. But Abra will be helping us out with Teleport, and now that we've got all 4 of them, I can start heading into Goldenrod City proper. And so we've got the bike. That means we can move in double quick time, and now we can start going further north towards National Park. There's going to be a very important item that we'll be picking up in National Park. It's going to be the Quick Claw. We are absolutely going to need that as we go through the course of this challenge. Like I mentioned at the very beginning, our only stat that lets us down is our speed. We've only got base 55 speed, and that is going to mean we're not going to outspeed anything at Red's team, like, apart from maybe actually the Snorlax. And depending on how high we get, we could maybe outspeed the Blastoise. Learning Ancient Power, by the way, for the chance of an Omni Boost, because I think an Omni Boost might be one of the few ways we can get through Red semi-consistently at the very least. But for now, let's grab the Quick Claw, and we'll also grab Dig. We'll have a little chat with Floria, and we'll make our way back into Goldenrod. Full disclosure, I have just noticed that the incorrect hidden power type got assigned to our Dunsparce. We meant to have 1412 for the first 2 DVs, it ended up being 1312. We are not going to restart the challenge though, because our DVs mean that our attack is actually going up as opposed to going down, and I don't think it has made any difference at all to the beginning of this particular challenge. We were supposed to have Hidden Power Fire instead of Hidden Power Rock, but that has now all been fixed, and we are ready for Whitney. She is our 3rd gym leader together. She is a normal type specialist. She's going to lead with Clefairy. Only a 2-turn double slap is slightly annoying, but hopefully this Miltank will lock in to rollout. Doesn't matter in the end. We just, maybe, yes we do get through. Double Quick Claw proc there got me lulled into a false sense of security. We do get through though on our first attempt, 15 minutes and 16 seconds for the plain badge. Sometimes DV errors happen. It is one of those things, it doesn't matter in the long run because we were very early on in the challenge, but it's still something that I will always let you know. It has been updated on the overlay as well. Hidden Power Fire is going to be great for Jasmine. That's why we were going for Hidden Power Fire in the first place. Let's get ourselves over to Ecruteak now, and we'll start thinking about what we want to do there. And I think today we're just going to go straight to Olivine. It's probably going to be slightly better for us if we go to Olivine first, as opposed to taking on the Kimono Girls first. We are going to get rid of Rage at this point though. It has outlasted its life cycle. We are also going to stick on a Repel, and we'll start getting into Olivine proper. So we'll grab Strength from the man in the cafe here in Olivine. We will do our heal to set our TP spot, and then we will start ascending the lighthouse. And it's against Gentleman Alfred's Noctowl that we're going to learn Drill Run. That's going to be incredibly handy for the ghost types that we've got coming up. It's also going to give us an answer to rival number 3's Magnemite. We've got to get back there though first, so let's keep climbing the lighthouse. And after having a little chat with Jasmine, we will now get out of the lighthouse. We will go into the Pokemon Center to get another heal, and then we'll make our way back to Ecruteak. And so here we are in the Burnt Tower, where it is time to take on the third and middle rival battle. This time he's going to lead with Haunter, and we have Drill Run, and it should be a one-shot. Brilliant start to this battle. He sends out Magnemite next. Drill Run connects. We knock it out in one. Let us move on to Headbutt for the Zubat. We have good attack, so that should go down in one, and the Croconaw should be a two-shot. Very simple Rival 3. You wouldn't expect anything less. Will fall through the floor, and it'll be time for Morty. And now we are relying on a move with less than 100% accuracy, which is a little bit scary, but we will take on Morty. He is our fourth gym leader together. He is a dual Ghost and Poison type specialist, who led with Garcy that's gone down in one, as has the Haunter. Out comes the Gengar. We knock it out in a single hit. I'm feeling fairly confident now. We connect all of our drill runs, and that means we defeat Morty first try in 22 minutes and 13 seconds. Let's get out of here, let's start heading east, and let's take on the Kimono Girls. And so this is our final Kimono Girl. She has the Jolteon, and it goes down in a one-shot. The only Pokemon that wasn't a one-shot was the Umbreon, and even then it felt like we low-rolled, and it could have been a one-shot. Let's continue heading east now, though, because I want to go and grab Hidden Power from the Lake of Rage, along with anything else we might need en route. So here at the Lake of Rage, we are going to pick up, first and foremost, the Rare Candy. We'll pick up the Detect TM to sell for a little bit of extra money, and we will also grab Hidden Power. We're not going to teach Hidden Power straight away, though. We're going to hold off until we actually need to face Jasmine before teaching it. And now let us teleport all the way back to Olivine City, where we'll cross the open seas, and it'll be time to take on our next gym leader. And now here we are in Chuck's gym. We've got the double team to begin with, and we're actually going to be learning our next move, hopefully against this Hitmonchan. We are going to be getting Hyper Drill. Hyper Drill is the move you need to have on your Dunsparce to evolve it into a Dudunsparce, but that is just 2 base points lower than Return's base power at this point in the challenge. That is absolutely ludicrous. We're going to be using Hyper Drill as much as we can. The only downside is it is only 5 power points. And now that we are through this last trainer, we can take on Chuck. He is our 5th gym leader together. He is a fighting type specialist who leads with Primeape, and we one-shot. I don't think that crit mattered there, really. We're going to use Headbutt, and we will use a Hyper Drill to finish off the Poliwrath. That was the only gym where we have the type disadvantage. We got through very easily. Time of 26:20 for the Storm Badge. And now here we are at the Lake of Rage. We're going to take on the Gyarados before we take on any more gym leaders. We'll use Ancient Power. Be interesting to see how much it does. Over half, that's not bad considering Ancient Power is not stab. We'll have a little chat with Lance, and then we'll think about who we want to take on next. I've decided to go back to Olivine to take on Jasmine first. I think this is going to be the better play than going through all of the Rocket section first. We'll get out of here, and we're actually going to teach Hidden Power, like I mentioned at the very beginning of talking about Jasmine. We will get rid of Headbutt, albeit temporarily. I did buy another Headbutt TM, but Hidden Power is probably the right play. I tell you what as well, we've picked up the Charcoal. Why don't we stick that on as well, just to make extra sure we do as much damage as possible against her. She is our 6th gym leader together. She is a Steel type specialist who leads with Magnemite. Magnemite goes down in a single Hidden Power, as does the second one. How much do we do against the Steelix? Quite a lot. And she doesn't Healing Loop. Absolutely fantastic. Mineral Badge in 29 minutes and 42 seconds. Let's now make our way back to Mahogany Town, where it's going to be time for Price. There is this whole section of the midpoint of the challenge where Fire becomes an incredibly good type to have, so we're holding on to it for a little bit longer as we take on Price. He is our 7th and penultimate Jotonian gym leader, and he is an Ice type specialist who led with Seal. Seal was a one-shot, Dugong was also a one-shot. Let us think about what we want to do for the Piloswine. Was hoping not to crit there because I didn't want the healing loop. Thank goodness his AI didn't go to heal there. We have got the Glacier badge now though in 34 minutes and 33 seconds. And now after taking on roughly half of the rocket section, it is time for rival number 4. This time he leads with Golbat. We're going to use Hyper Drill against the Golbat. We'll knock it out in one shot as we grow to level 41. We've got Hidden Power for the Magnemite. That goes down in one. We will then use Drill Run against the Haunter. That also goes down in one single hit. Hyper Drill on the Sneasel, take advantage of its very low defences. And now for the Feraligatr, we're going to use an Ancient Power to begin with, then a Hyper Drill to finish it off. And that is Rival 4, all completed. Let's now move on through the rocket section and we'll reconvene at Blackthorn. Hidden Power and Hyper Drill have served their purpose well for this challenge. I've replaced them with Headbutt and Return now for the next part of the challenge. And we are just about ready to take on Claire. She is our final Jotonian gym leader. She is of course a Dragon-type specialist who leads with Dragonair. We're going to take no risks here and we're going to use Return against all 3 of the Dragonair to get us started. We'll grow to level 47 just in time for the Kingdra. And now we will start off with an Ancient's Power, and we get an Omni Boost. Absolutely fantastic. That was just to avoid the healing loop. We didn't need the Omni Boost in the slightest, but I will never complain at that. Let's now leave the gym and get our last Johto badge. And after answering the questionnaire correctly for yet another challenge, we are going to get Claire's gym badge in a time of 46 minutes and 4 seconds. That's all 8 Jotonian gym badges acquired. That means just one thing. It's time to start heading towards the Pokémon League. And now as we're in Victory Road, we are going to pick up Earthquake. We're going to teach it in place of Drill Run. Drill Run has served us well over the course of this challenge. However, Earthquake is more accurate and higher power. And it's just in time as well because we're going to be using it at least twice against the 5th and final rival battle. This time he's going to lead with Sneasel. No cheeky switches against us today with the Sneasel this time though. We're going to use Return against the Golbat as well, and he's going to send out Magneton next. That means we swap to Earthquake, we knock it out in one. We do exactly the same against the Haunter, and then we can move on to Kadabra. We'll use a Headbutt against Kadabra, we might as well. It's going to knock it out in one shot. And now, will we one-shot the Feraligatr? Yes, yes we will. Absolutely brilliant Rival 5 there. 5 one-shots to finish him off. Or was it 6 one-shots? I can't count. We finished him off in an exclusive set of one-shots. And we can now move in to the league, where our first league member is going to be Will. He is a Psychic-type specialist, and he's going to lead with Xatu. We've got Return, we've got a lot of attack. We know what's going to happen here. 2 returns, 2 one-shots to get us started. And do we one-shot the Executor? Yes, we do. Goodness me. We are doing incredibly well. It's never going to one-shot this Slowbro. So we'll use a combination of Headbutt and Return, fishing for the flinch. And we'll return against the Xatu. That's well done. No need to heal. Let's go straight on to Koga. Koga is our second gym leader, Elite 4 member rather, together. A Poison-type specialist who leads with Ariados, and Ariados has already gone down. We'll use another one of those against the Venomoth. Now, we don't have anything fantastic for the Fortress. I'm going to try a couple of Ancient Powers. Fishing for a flinch there, but we didn't get it. We'll finish off with Earthquake, and we'll use Earthquake against the Muck. We'll grow to level 52, and we will say no to Endeavour. And now, what should we do with the Drunken Sailor? No, what should we do with the Crobat? We shall use Return and hope that we get a high roll. Just like that. Koga down. We can move on to Bruno. Now, Bruno is a fighting-type specialist, of course, and he's going to lead with Hitmontop. Do we one-shot the Hitmontop today? That is the question, and the answer is yes. We don't even need to fuss about with any kind of Earthquake shenanigans. We'll take our guaranteed damage there off Hitmonchan with a Mach Punch. And now I don't think we're going to one-shot the Machamp, but we can get a lovely healing loop going here with a pair of Headbutt. And now for the Onix, we can try and use an Earthquake. Close, but no banana for a one-shot. We'll finish it off with an Ancient Power. And we are through Bruno. Oh, we can move on to Karen. Let us do our prep work for Karen. That involves a full restore, a HP up, and because we're at a clean level, we will use all of our rare candies. Hurricane, no thank you. Horribly inaccurate move, and we don't really want to be relying on it. Instead, we will see what we can do against Karen with our rare candies. HP up trick hasn't worked this time, unfortunately. And we just about scrape by, though, because we don't get paralysed. Now, if we can avoid the Destiny Bond, then we might be in with a chance here. We are cursed, so we have to get very lucky. We've got just one Pokemon in us between first try Karen, though. And we knock it out in one attempt. First try Karen, 52-13. Now we are going to give the Purrs Cure Berry to our DUDUNSPARCE for the last battle. He is the champion of the Elite Four. He is our only obstacles between us and the Hall of Fame. Let's see how we get on. Really, we're looking for an Omni boost here. That would be fantastic. We don't get one, but we do grow to level 58. I don't think this is going to be a one-shot on the Dragonite. Let's fish for the flinch against Dragonite number 2. If we don't get it, then we are going to maybe try the pink bow very quickly, because it could be a range with the pink bow. We will once again try and fish for the flinch, or not the flinch, I should say the Omni Boost with Ancient Power. And we get it. We win. Pink bow or not, we have an absolute 100% chance of defeating Lance now, because we can use Return and one-shot the Dragonite. Out comes the Aerodactyl. We outspeed because of the Omni Boost, and we can outspeed this Charizard. We knock it out in one, and we outspeed the last Dragonite, and the Omni Boost means we knock it out in one as well. Second try Lance in 53-34. Honestly, I'm not going to complain there. I was expecting to have to dig in for 3 or 4 resets until we got the luck for Lance, but we got it just on our second try. That gives us a final Hall of Fame time of 53.51 for this challenge. Let's take a look at the midpoint leaderboard. And at the midpoint, we are coming in 5th place, in between Beware and Feraligatr. On our overall midpoint leaderboard, we are in 22nd place, in between Spinder and Gramble. Remember though, this is only half of the story. There's another 8 gym badges plus a red fight left to come, so don't you dare go anywhere, because Kanto is next. And now we are rejoining the action as we always do here in Vermilion City, where the first thing we're going to do is grab that rare candy from the chairman of the Pokemon fan club. And with us now having the choice to use rare candies when we like, plus skipping those 2 final Jotonian rare candies, we have a choice to use 8 rare candies across the course of the challenge. And now we are entering into our first Cantonian gym together, and I am more than pleased to say that DUDUNSPARCE is definitely capable of taking on our standard Cantonian routing. So we're going to start here in Vermilion City with Lieutenant Surge, then we'll go over to Celadon City for Erica. It's down to Fuchsia City for Janine, then back up to Saffron City for Sabrina, up to Cerulean City for Misty, across to Pewter City for Brock, then we'll take a trip to the Seafoam Islands to take on Blaine, and then we'll finish off with Blue. And now talking of Blue, if you do want to skip ahead to the Blue fight, it's going to be happening at around about 26 minutes and 27 seconds. For everybody else though, let's now sit back, we'll relax, and we shall have our standard Cantonian chat. And in this one, I want to talk to you all a little bit about the nerves I've got with trying some new things here on the channel. Now, I think it's important to say I love solo challenge running. It's been my absolute dream doing this for the last 3 years, but sometimes you can get a little bit sick of doing the same thing in and out, day in, day out. So I am going to start adding a little bit more variety into the channel. We're going to keep with Pokemon Crystal, at least for the time being. The Nuzlocke are coming back from the end of this month, beginning of next month, depending on how the schedule falls. We are also going to finally start our Gym Leader challenges towards the end of this year as well. I have them all planned out. I've done most of the coding for them, and they are currently in testing phase. So I'm really hoping that they will be done in time for November and December. We'll have to see with that one. And then in the new year, in the January lull, I might experiment and try with little bits here and there, see what sticks, see what we like, see what we don't like, because that is all part of the fun of doing things on YouTube. There is only so long, of course, that challenge running is going to remain even slightly relevant or slightly interesting to everybody, and I hate making things about money. But this is my livelihood, this is my job, so I do have to think about the business side of things, and to make sure that I am having the best opportunity at keeping this channel sustainable, I do have to try and experiment to spread my wings. And you never know, we might find something that we all enjoy that's completely different to any kind of Pokemon challenge. One of the things I am thinking about doing is trying to recreate Johto in Cobblemon, the Minecraft mod. And I know that's Minecraft, it's an oversaturated market, but I really like the idea of building Pokemon Crystal in a third-party game and just really trying to test myself in a completely different way. If you do have any other ideas for fun things we could do together here on the channel, please do let me know as well. I am always all ears. The one thing I won't do at the moment is I won't do challenge runs in other games. They're going to be in Crystal and maybe the occasional Yellow, but I'm not going into Generation 3 or Generation 4. But for this one, we are now out of time, so I'll pass you back to the live run. And we have made it to Blue for yet another challenge. We learnt Boom Burst along the way, and Boom Burst is one of the most busted moves we will ever see in Gen 2. It is base 140 power with no drawbacks whatsoever. Genuinely one of the most broken moves I think we will ever see. Not just in backporting, but in Pokemon in general. Of course, it's a sound-based move, which is why it is a little bit more balanced in later generations. And we've been sandstormed there, unfortunately. Rhydon is a bit of an Achilles heel, I've got to be honest. There's not too much we can do against the Rhydon. We could fish for an Omni Boost against this Pidgeot, but I don't think that's the way forward either. We might have to swap to the Quick Claw as well and try and get the Quick Claw proc on the Alakazam, because I don't think there's much else we can do. We flinch the Rhydon this time though. Do we get the double flinch? Yes we do, that's perfect. That means we can now just Boom Burst anything else that comes in front of us. Our speed was the thing that let us down the most there though. I think getting that damage off the Alakazam meant that we couldn't do our strats. Try and fish Rain Dance from the Gyarados. We get through on our second attempt though, time of 1 hour 7 minutes and 6 seconds for the Earth badge, and that means we've got all 16 badges acquired, so we can head to Silver Cave. And now we're grabbing our last rare candy of the challenge. We're going to use the final 4 rare candies that we've picked up to get ourselves up to level 70. We are also going to stick on the Quick Claw, and then we will teleport back to Silver Cave, and we will see how we get on at Red. And so we're in front of Red, let's see how we fare. He leads with Pikachu. Now we're not going to be able to outspeed the Pikachu, which is a little bit of an issue. So we are going to be hoping for a Quick Claw proc. I'm also hoping for an Omni Boost. So we don't have the best chance in the world of getting through, but we can do our best. Might actually try and get the Quick Claw proc and do the Omni Boost on another Pokemon. We shall have to see. Boom Burst does a full lot of damage against the Pikachu. We proc on the Espeon, so we knock it out in one as well. Maybe we have been overcomplicating things. Maybe all we need to do is press the Boom Burst button, and we have a very high chance of winning. We're going to fish for an Omni Boost here against the Venusaur. Didn't quite happen, probably would have been better fishing for a flinch instead. We'll use Ancient Power against the Zard though, and we don't quite one-shot it. Goodness me. I think that was a range as well, so we might have just been incredibly unlucky. We'll get rid of the Pikachu though, as we know how to with Boom Burst. How much does Boom Burst do against the Espeon? Not that much, and that's a crit. We're a slow physical attacker. Red is always going to be a little bit problematic, but we have a 23 point something % chance of getting the quick claw proc on every single turn. Maybe we fish for the Omni Boost against the Snorlax and just hope we don't get paralysed now by Body Slam, which we don't. We can get through. That crit was unnecessary, and the Reflector's faded. We've got enough speed now to outspeed everything. I think this is all over for Red. Let us finish off the Blastoise. Is this a range? No, it's not. We knock it out, and we defeat Red in a time of 1 hour, 11 minutes, and 46 seconds. Goodness me, that was a really fun run. It's just a shame about DUDUNSPARCE's speed. We finish in 6th place on the Unbound leaderboard, and 24th place on our overall Crystal leaderboard. Now, as the rest of the leaderboard's playing out in the background, I will say if you've enjoyed this video, please do leave a like. If you want to see more just like this, then click the subscribe button. If you want to get early access to videos just like this, then you can become a HM friend and join the channel membership. But with that, we are done. So until next time when we are running Charizard through the Unbound Crystal Challenge, I will say thank you all so much for watching. It's been a pleasure as always, and I will catch you all very, very soon.